All right, here we go with my rap career. I'm wearing Jerry West because he was one of the best top 50. Top 50, yeah.
Oh, please stop. You've been doing that for 6 weeks now.
Wait till I go on tour. Give me some screen, little mama. There we go. All right, we're going to correct Math 8. Just so I always say Math 8 so you know who we are. Let's correct the homework from the other day. Okay. On number 3, they're asking you to find between which two consecutive integers is the square root of 60. Well, 60 sits in between 7 and 8. Okay, because I look at 60 and I go, oh, look what's right next door. 64. Once again, someone stole my pen. See, I'm rapping. I can't help it. If I was a dog, I'd yelp it. All right. Right next door is 64. Come down, that's 8. And instead of going this way and trying to find the number that goes here, I just go, wait, if it's 8, it's got to be 7 over here. So I've got 7. If I squared that, that's 49. And that's all they're asking. Which two consecutive integers does the square root of 60 sit in between? All right, then. Let's go to number 6, which was 91. 91, well, either one pops into my head on that one because 100's next door and 81 is also. So I probably went to 100, which is 10. Go down 1, which is 9. Square it, you get 81. It sits in between 9 and 10. Okay, number 9 was the square root of 140. Okay, 140, oh yeah, 144, which is 12. And the previous number would be 11. If I squared that, I get 121. That's the way I do it. It seems like it's easier that way. It sits in between 11 and 12. Speaking of 12, how about number 12? 250. The one that I thought of was 225, which is 15. The next consecutive number would be 16, and if I squared it, I get 256. The square root of 250 sits in between which two consecutive integers? 15 and 16. All right. So we did 3, 6, 9, and 12. Let's do 15. Find each square root. If the answer is not an integer, round to the nearest whole number. I crossed out all the directions on these because they wanted you to round it to the 10th place, and that's crazy. Okay, so we're on number 15. By the way, we're doing that today. On number 15, round to the nearest whole number. Okay. The square root of 5 sits in between the square root of 9, which is 3, and the square root of 4, which is 2. Now they want to know which one is it closer to. Well, from 4 to 5, you go 1. From 5 to 9, it's 4. I have the numbers up here. The total distance is 5. From 4 to 9 is plus 5. What's it closer to? The square root of 5 is right next door to 4. That's what I would pick, the square root of 4. Or, excuse me, 2, which is 2. All right. Hope I didn't confuse you because I just confused myself. Okay, did you guys get that? Good. All right, let's try another one. The square root of 130. Well, 144 is over here, and that's 12. The previous number would be 11, and if I square that, I get 121. Which one is it closer to? Well, from 121 to 130 is plus 9. From 130 to 144 is plus 14. The total distance between 121 and 144 is 23 steps. And if I add these two together, it should also equal 23, and it does. So which one is it closer to? Well, the first one from 121 to 130, I'm only moved 9 units. The other one I had to move 14, so I'd say it's closer to 11. And it is. There's my answer. Let's try number 21. 198 is close to, the one that pops into my head is 225, which is 15. The previous number is 14, and if I squared that, it's 196. Which one's it closer to? Well, from 196 to 198 is plus 2. From 198 to 225 is 27. I think it's closer to 196, which is 14. Number 24, 880. The first thing that I thought of was 900, which is 30. Okay, so 30 squared is 900, 29 squared is 841. From 841 to 880 is plus 39. And from 880 to 900 is plus 20. It's closer to 30, so I put my answer as 30. And these numbers added together should equal this number when it's not super necessary to have the bottom one here, but just for a goof, in case I lose track there for a second, I can check it. Check it, homeboy, check it. All right, let's see. 812. I had to mess around with some numbers here because nothing popped into my head. Well, actually, can I just do 841 up here? Yeah, 841 was 29. So I went to the right and it made it easier because I went back and looked and I go, wait, that sounds familiar. 841. Yep. So that's 29. So I used on the right side 841, which is 29. And then I said, well, the previous number is going to be 28, and I had to square that. 28 squared. And I got 784. Which one's it closer to? Let's see. From 784 to 812 is 16 plus 12, 28. And from here to here should be 29. Yeah, it's closer, just barely closer, but it's closer to 28. And there's my answer. All right then. A few people have sent me messages saying, hey, did I get that right? How many did I miss? Remember, we're correcting it right now, so you know exactly, instantly, what you got on this. Okay. Beautiful, the best. Cross it out, cross it out, cross it out, cross it out. Okay, we got that. Okay, the thing I'm going to send you today is going to be sets 138 and 139. Let's take a look here. Okay, they want you to, this is good review stuff, they want you to write each rational number as either a terminating or repeating decimal. The ones I circled is the ones we're doing, and the ones I highlighted, like number 2, let's write it as a terminating or repeating decimal. So you take the number, and you go like that. Top number goes inside. Bottom number is outside. And I put the negative sign up here before I even start because I know my answer is going to be negative, and if I don't put the sign, good chance I'll forget. Okay, so I put the sign up there and then divide. And when you divide, you get negative, and it's 0.9166666666 forever. So you put a bar over what repeats the 6. Alrighty then. Okay, look at number 4, a mixed number. Okay, I'll show you two different ways to do this. On number 4, the first one is the way I do it. I just bring the 7, I take the 7, and I bring it down here, the negative 7 in this case. Bring the negative 7 down there and just leave it. And I make the fraction into a decimal. 5 divided by 9, it's going to be 0.55555555555555555555555. Put a bar over it, and it'll stop, or smack yourself in the back of the head. Either way. And you're going to get negative 7.5 with a bar. That's the way I do it. I just mess with the fraction, leave the whole number alone. Okay, some people do it this way. You got to multiply, add. Okay. 9 times 7 is 63, plus 5 is 68. Don't forget the negative sign. And then divide. And if you divide that, you're going to get negative 7.5. Oh, wait, that looks familiar, doesn't it? Same answer. Whichever way you do it, same answer. Okay. Now let's look at, remember I said, rounding to the 10th place? Here we go, here it is. Find the length of the third side for each right triangle. Round your answer to the nearest 10th if necessary. They're telling you the variables A, B, we know what they stand for. Okay, so I've got, on number 9, I only gave you one problem here, so it's not going to ruin your day. A is 8, B is 1, let's find C. Okay. There's the Pythagorean theorem. Remember, you could also put C squared equals A squared plus B squared. It doesn't matter, either way. Then I put in the numbers. A is 8, B is 1, square them both, add them together. Uh-oh. If that was 64, we'd be done, but it's not, so it's not done. And here we go. You gotta square some stuff. Okay, so 65 sits in between 64, which is 8, and 81, which is 9. So I'm gonna start squaring stuff. See how it's 1/17 of the way there? That's pretty close to 8, isn't it? So I might try to square 8.1 and see what I get, how close I can get to 65. Let's take a look over here. So I squared, actually had 8.2 up here, and I was going to square that, and I had these two up here. I should have left it. And I went, whoa, that's already bigger. I was thinking 65 was going to be in here, and it was going to be smaller and then bigger. And 65.61 is already bigger than 65, which is my number. So I went down to 8.0, which is just 64. Well, how far is it from 64 to 65? It's like $1, right? And from 65 to 65.61, it'd be like 61 cents. It's closer to 8.1, and that's my guesstimate, 8.1. And if I did the math, oops, let's do it again. 65 square root 8.06, which is rounds off to 8.1 when you round to the 10th place, and that's our answer. We've done these. They're not fun, but we've done them. So freeze the video if you need to, rewind it, all that good stuff, and you'll be back in business. All right, so let's go over here, back where I want it to be. Okay, so the only one you have to do is that one. I'm not trying to give you guys 10 million problems. Okay, then it's just yes or no. Can those three sides, do those three sides, are those three sides, wish I could talk, I can't talk. Okay, so when you plug those in, do they give you a right, do they make up the sides of a right triangle? Oh my gosh. All right, so I gave you this chart. I copied it right out of the book. You've seen it many times. So use that to help you with rational and irrational. 9, this part here. Remember rational numbers? Whoops. Remember, perfect squares are rational numbers, whole numbers are rational numbers, integers are rational numbers. If you can write it as a fraction, what if you put 9 divided by 2? Wouldn't that be 4.5? You can write this as a fraction, 1/3, right? Irrational are non-perfect squares. Also, numbers that terminate or repeat. Like 1/3 is 0.3 forever, that repeats. 9/2 would be 4.5, that terminates. 6/2 would be 3, that terminates. Something like this never stops and it never repeats, it just keeps going. Kind of like my lesson today, it's just blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I'm going to send you this in a few minutes. I wanted to keep this one short, not to drive you guys too crazy. And I think I've covered everything. Yep. All right. Is my lovely assistant ready to go?
Yes.
All right then.